Well, the bread's out the oven. It's not the prettiest. It's not even the most coloured. It's very pale. And it didn't rise particularly well either. So all in all, it's a disaster. And as you can hear, it sounds like a brick. I think the problem was partly to do with the yeast. I don't think it was a good yeast for it. So I think that's part of the problem. I also think that I should have scored it and it wouldn't have had the cracks. I left it a while, so I'm not sure why it went the way it did. We'll have a look in a minute inside to see if it's any better. It's still quite hot. The one thing I noticed inside the oven was I did have to turn it around part way through because the heat seemed to be cooking one side more than the other. It's hard to tell in this light. There is a slight tanning colour here, but it's not a huge colour in all. Going forward, this is not one of my best gluten-free loaves. I have done so much better than this. This is a complete disaster. But hey, it's one of those things that happens. You know, you have to film the good with the bad. So I am going to go and get a knife in a minute, and I'm going to cut it so we can have a look in the inside. So bear with me while I just go and get something to cut with. There, if I can. Oops. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, I'll just take you with me. You just have to look at my floor for a few minutes while I get a knife. So, there we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's move this out of the way. Let's take it off the cooling rack, pop it on the bread thing, and I'll cut a slice. Bear with me 2 seconds. Yeah, that's not good. That is really doughy, really sticky. It's fit for the bin. It's still very wet and hot. I wouldn't even give that to the birds. The outside, it was in there for an hour and a half. So I'm guessing I should have maybe raised the shelf a little bit. It seemed to cook the outside really quick, but it's definitely not bothered cooking the inside. So I'm not even going to try and taste this to let you know, because this is just like a brick. This is like cement. An hour and a half to an hour and 40, and it should have done a bit better than that. So we'll call this a disaster and call this an end.